Hello, welcome to Warhammer. No, no, it's not. Hello, folks. Hello. Welcome to a quick, impromptu, as ever, last-minute live stream. The nature of which is it's a last-minute live stream. I plan it at the last minute, and it's just something I'm going to be doing, and I thought I'll do it. I'm just going to, hang on, I've just got to adjust the thing on my microphone. I know you can hear that, but it's the fluffy thing on the end of the microphone was all skew-whiff, and I had to fix it. It's everything I can do to resist actually just petting my microphone because it looks like a furry creature. It's quite adorable. Anyway, yes, hello, welcome. Impromptu, last minute live stream. Usually when I'm doing something and I think, you know what, let's just stream it. So it's not anything planned. Now today's a little bit different. You can tell here we have a selection of things, overexposed unfortunately. Some Gorilla Glue, a cloth, and a small bowl of water. Yes, today we're not actually making a model. I'm going to put that to one side to avoid exploding and spilling and sadness. We're going to be doing wood. We're doing some woodworking. I've got myself some Hobbyzone units, and I figured I might as well hang out with you guys while I build them and show you how easy it is to build these things. Because if I can build these things, anyone can. So it's just going to be only maybe an hour long. We've got a couple of these drawer units to build. I have myself the 2-drawer unit. I've got my Hobbyzone set up, and I've had it for a few years, and it's really handy. But basically, I've run out of somewhere to put all my Citadel paints, and I'm storing them in the Citadel project box, which is fine, but it's a pain having to get it out all the time. What I want to do is get a couple of these built. I've got 2 of these, so it's 4 drawers of these units, and just stick them into my Hobbyzone system, which is over there just off camera, and then all my Citadel paints are easily accessible. I can get to them no problem. So I got myself a couple of these. Now, a little story with this. If you've never got any of the Hobbyzone stuff and you're looking for workbench organisers, I do recommend the Hobbyzone stuff. Other brands are available, but I've built the Hobbyzone stuff, and it is very good. You can get it from, obviously, my sponsor, zmodels.co.uk, if you're in the EU or UK. Plenty of places. My Amazon store, I think there's some on there as well. But if you want to, you can get them straight from the horse's mouth. You can get them from Hobbyzone themselves. Now, I have to do a little of a shout-out to Hobbyzone, the guys, because I ordered these a couple of weeks ago. Sadly, the guys at eModels didn't have any in stock of these specific units, so I had to go to the guys at Hobbyzone. It's a Polish company. I went to their website and ordered a couple of these units, 2 of these 2-drawer units. And it only took like 4 days to get to me from Poland, which is really good. The package turned up, and it was the 3-drawer set. They'd sent me 2 of the 3-drawer set, not the 2-drawer set. Now, on the box, on the outside, there's a sticker on the outside of the box, and it's got the tells you what's inside the box. It says it's the 2-drawer unit. So it had the sticker on saying it was the 2-drawer unit. When you open it up, it's the 3-drawer unit. And I'm like, oh, they've put the wrong label on the box, and somebody in the warehouse had gone and just picked 2 of the packs and sent them off. So I mailed them and said, hi guys, I've got this. It's really fast. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, you've sent me completely the wrong units. You've sent me 2 lots of the 3-drawer ones, which are no use to me. Because the 3-drawer ones, I've already got the 3-drawer ones. These are the 3-drawer drawers. And they're not actually tall enough for Citadel paint. So the 2-drawer one is tall enough. So I said, you've sent me the wrong ones. I ordered 2 of these. And they sent me back saying, really sorry about that. We've sent off the right ones for you. That was it. And then I got another mail about an hour later saying, oh, sorry, forgot to say, you can keep the ones you've got. You don't need to send them back. So I have to give a massive shout out and thank you to the guys at Hobbyzone. A, for sending me the right drawers. I wasn't stressed out that they sent the wrong ones. These things happen, you know, shipping mishaps, packaging mishaps. It did say on the outside of the box that it was a 2-drawer unit, so somebody had put the wrong sticker on. And the guy in the warehouse, it's not his fault. He's not going to open every package and check. So I've got to give them credit. They did send out the right one after I told them got the wrong one. They did both really fast, and they said I could keep the wrong ones, which is really nice of them. So massive shout out to the guys at hobbyzone.pl, I think it is. All the links are in the description below the video if you want to join in, if you want to, you know, get yourself some Hobbyzone stuff from them, or any of the other retailers in my description below the video. So yes, so today we're making the 2-drawer unit, which looks rather fanky dandy. Fanky dandy, that's not even a real word. We're making this so I can stick me still. I've got 2 of them to do. Don't know how long it'll take. I've got my glue, I've got my stuff, I've got my enormous cup of tea. Oh. I shall have a quick look at the chat. So a quick look and see what we got. As always, big shout outs to, Hobbyzone, to my sponsors, emodels.co.uk, and to Goblin Game, my other channel, company that supports me. All the links for those guys are in the description below this video if you want to save money on your model making purchases. And of course, to my lovely patrons who I depend on for my income. Hello, and thank you for your support. If you'd like to become a patron, you can. There's the link in the description. Patreon. youtube.com/model making guru, you can help support this channel. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Haha, first and cool surprise stream, says Nim. Welcome, Nim. Yeah, she was first in as soon as it went live. Jamie Bone is in. Hi, everyone. Ghost Lyle says pineapple, 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 pineapple. And then he duplicates the comment. And then he says, Jamie Bone says ghost. So there you go. Welcome. Carolina Roberto says coffee. This is always the correct answer. Nim Cinderin says fox, 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 fox. Pascal Lever says, no, I am leaving the office at the moment. Why Pascal wasn't first. But I didn't schedule it in advance. I just pressed go and it started. So Pascal didn't have a chance to get his beady hooks in and wait there and be first in the chat, you see. So Bob is in, says bruv momentum. Welcome, Bob. Don't know what that means, but awesome. We have Phil Lewis is in. A rivet counter once tried to correct me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. And then he says, did I just say that out loud? Scott Sutherland is in. Welcome, Scott, from the lovely, lovely Orkney. We have Phil Lewis again. Hello. We have a pop-up. Ooh, super chatted by Skullfish. Skullfish says, he doesn't say anything. He just says it. Just the super chat. You can see it on, I don't know if you can see it. You can see it on my chat here, this little blue bar. If you want to, another way to support this channel, if you want to, you can do super chats in the chat window. It's a little dollar symbol. That just puts your comment in a coloured box and you get the little animation that pops up there. And it really helps this channel out because I earn income from that. So if you want to help the channel out, you can do. Skullfish doesn't say anything. He normally says soup cat, but he didn't say soup. But I have to, of course, I haven't got a button, but I do, of course, have to say Skullfish. There you go. Thank you, Skullfish. Where are we? Seeing as Fox is playing with MDF today, I thought I'd mention that I knew a guy who made a car completely from oak. Wooden seats, wooden panels, wooden wheels, wooden engine. It wouldn't go. Yeah. Wait, it's not Sunday, is it? Says Eric. Hey, welcome, Eric. No. It's not any kind of dessert. Beyond Hope says, reminder to everyone, Warhammer Mortal Realms tomorrow, issue 5 with the exclusive mini. Cool. You will need 3 extra arms, Fox, says Phil Lewis. I've built loads of these units. They're all right. They're all right to build by yourself. Most of them, anyway. Skullfish does say afternoon all. Oh, Nimsinu says those were kitty emojis. Let's have a look. They look like... Okay, it's my eyesight. They're kind of orange. On a little iPad from a distance, they look like foxes because they're orange with white, sort of pink ears. But all awesome. All awesome. Well, I messed that one up, says Skullfish. You forgot to put the actual comment. It's fine. It's fine. Right, so welcome one and all. Yes, if you want to do super chats, you can do. Don't forget, as always, we've also got the stream boss battle going. George, you can see up here, George Gabriel is still the current stream boss. Quite simply put, whoever gets him to... Basically, it's a way for you guys to earn a pot of money. I'll start that again. He's got a load of health. You guys need to get him off the throne from being the stream boss. So, all you need to do is put tips through the tip jar, which is down there. This is there, streamlabs.com/modelmakingguru. Every time you put a tip through the tip jar, it takes a bit of George's health off. And whoever actually gets him to 0 health becomes the new stream boss and wins all the money in the pot. I don't make any income off the stream boss. Purely a way for you guys to build up a big fat stash of cash. And one of you will become stream boss and win all that lovely moolah. So get your tips going through. Currently, George has 924,000 health out of 100,000. The black bit there is where his health's come off a little bit. So do get your tips going through to get his health down. Right. So, construction on these is fairly simple. It's wood, and you have glue, and there's some magnets. I don't find them. Magnets! How do they work? How do they can work? Oh, magnets. Yeah, they give you some magnets, because these are stacking modules. I'm going to try and stick this magnet to something so it's not going to roll off, but I've got nothing metal to stick it to. Oh, I know. I'll stick it to this pile of magnets that's all the spares from all my other Hobbyzone units. There you go. You get a load of magnets, because they stack on top of each other. You can make big, tall, like, stacks of units, and they're all magnetized so they all lock into place. So you'll see that. I don't know if you'll see me putting the magnets in, because you have to wait till all the glue's dried. But yes, I've got a whole load of magnets, which are all the spares from all the different Hobbyzone units I've got. So, right. So, should be fairly straightforward. I say that. It's probably going to go horribly wrong. And Skullfish says, "Narf, narf, he's got wood." Yeah. I was trying to make all the get wood jokes in the titles and stuff. Scott says, "It's not so lovely in Orkney this afternoon. It's a tad breezy." Yeah, it's breezy here and all. Finish that, Cesarbia, asks Sean Wiles. No. Short answer, no. Long answer, no. Sean Wiles says, "Magnets equals science or witchcraft." Do let me know about the audio, by the way. I've been tweaking the audio as always. I always do. With some I've got a limiter on it now, so do let me know if the audio sounds okay. Now, let's crack on. How is everybody? Hope you're all well. Let's see how badly we can mess this up. So we need to make the ensconcement first. The ensconcement into which the drawage will slidecate. So, except we've got the draw parts here in front of us first. So we might as well do the draws first, then, mightn't we? So the draw is... Now these parts are numbered, but not actually numbered on the part. So I don't know. That's going to be part for the ensconcement. These are... This is the size of the drawers. This is the age of Aquaria. That's the ensconcement again. Ooh. Now each of these drawers does come with a load of dividers. You can put these little dividers in. I don't know where the camera is. Dividers in them to put little slots in there. I've got some like in here. You get these dividers. You can take these out. You can pull these in and out. These aren't glued in place. And they're not glued together. You can pull them in and out. You can slide them around. You can make them different sizes. This is the same kind of drawer. It's just not as tall as these are going to be. But I'm not going to build these divider parts. Or at least maybe not. I might not initially. Because like I said, they're just going to be something to put my Citadel paints. It's the only reason I want them is to make somewhere to store my Citadel paints. So this is for the drawer. I'm just separating it out between drawer and box. That's for the drawer. That is for the drawer. And that seems a lot of stuff for the drawer and not a lot of stuff for the actual... what we've done here. This may have gone wrong. That's for the ensconcement. Let's get a pen. Right, let's get a pen of writing, a pencil, let's say. Let's kind of guess which bit is which. So this should be 4. This should be 1. That's 1. Because 1's got the little chunk taken out of it, but 4 has the 4 is that bit, so the 2 little dots. So that's those 2. Number your parts, number your parts, and number your parts. Number your parts. Boom. This should be number 2. Just going off the visual. I mean, these aren't numbered, but unlike a Games Workshop sprue, an old Games Workshop kit, you can tell which bit's which. This is 1. This is 3. Okay. They're identical, but they're separately numbered. Okay. I don't know how you tell which is which. And this is 5. 5 is going to be... I'm going to guess that's the side. So that's 5. That's 5. Then we've got that one, that one. Those are numbered. These are fairly self-explanatory, but I shall mark them anyway. We have... These are the 2 front pieces, so that's 3, and that's 3. 2 drawers, remember, 2 drawers. 4 handles, 2 drawers. We have 2 of the... That's 2 back pieces, so that's going to be 3... okay. That's these 2 pieces here are 3, because they got the chunk taken out. However, these 2 back pieces are also 3. Okay. Fine. Fine. This is an interior divider, so I don't need that. What else have we got? We have also, these are all the interior dividers, so I don't need any of those. Don't bother numbering them. And these are all 2s, I think. Okay, that's weird. These are all numbered 2. As is. That. They've duplicated the numbers for the drawer and the units. That's fine. Anyway, I didn't really need to do any of that. Not complicated instructions. Not really. It's like, here's what it looks like when you finished it. Just build it. Draw the goddamn owl. Eon's car, in Dad's absence, who's not in the chat, Eon's car asks the most important question, bench and belly. What is on your bench right now, and what will you be having for your dinner later on during the day? Now, I've got nothing to cut this wood with. I'll just have to... hang on, I've got a Stanley knife. I have a knife of cutting somewhere. Where is the knife of cutting? Waste. Yeah. Didn't really think about that. Last time I got one of these, it didn't have little things connecting them. Now, I'm not going to be making this look pretty. I don't really care if it looks pretty and nice. Not interested in all that nonsense. I'm literally building this to store my paints, so I don't really care if it looks fantastic or not. Wow, that lock just doesn't do anything. Most useless lock in the world. Now, what I might do, I'm going to tweak my exposure because it looks like everything is a little bit overexposed there. That a bit better, kind of less radioactive glow. A bit better. That is quite bright, but how's that look? Does that look all right? Does it look all right to you? It's fine. So let's just cut through these. So I'm not going to be too prissy and delicate with this. I'm not going to use these dividers anyway at the moment, so I'm not going to bother cleaning those up just yet. I'll put these off to one side. We'll need these, of course. Zip, 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 zip. This tells you I'm making the drawer first then, I guess. That there. I'll tidy them up a bit so they all fit together. But that's as much as they get. I'm not going to be doing sanding and nonsense. They're drawers. They're not... I'm not building the Bismarck here. I'm making some drawers. That one. I shall have a look at the chat in a moment. Oops, not that very well. So I have been thinking about expanding my Hobbyzone set for a while. The difficulty with it is, I'll move the camera up so you can see, but it won't be in focus, but you see what the mess the desk is. You'll see at the moment I've got the brush and stuff set here. On top of there, I've got a paint rack. So I couldn't put anything on top of those. I'm going to have to put these drawers here underneath this one. I know you can't really see. Underneath this one, so on top of this one, but underneath that one, this will go up in the air. And here, this brush unit will have to go up one, which means my Hobbyzone set is going to stick up in the air like a giant building of some sort. But it's fine. It's fine. We'll survive. I'm not happy with that picture quality. Give me fussing now. Look all right. Ugh. Don't do that again. Up and exposure down. Nuclear war. Right. So yes, let's crack on. Let me know if the picture quality sucks. I can't really tell. The drawers look easier than the paint racks. The paint rack was actually decidedly simple. It wasn't that hard at all. The only difference I'm detecting with these is that when I got the other units that I've already built that you saw there, they were all totally pre-cut laser cuts. They didn't have these little tabs. That doesn't really matter. But they are brilliant quality. It's all MDF. It's all laser cut MDF. All the bits are printed out in the right shape and size. All you need to do is basically stick them together. All you need to bring to the table is some wood glue. That's it. No sanding involved, apart from this, bit of trimming here. No sanding or anything involved. And they do quite a good range, Hobbyzone, for all these bits. There are other brands available, but hey, I like the Hobbyzone stuff. I've got Hobbyzone stuff, so I may as well get more to make it all fit together. And you can see I'm using my old cutting mat here because I'm going to get messy with the wood glue. Now, the thing about me is I sucked at school. I sucked at woodwork. We had woodwork at school. Everything I made was garbage. Absolute. I couldn't get my head around it. I mean, I enjoyed metalwork. Metalwork was good fun, but woodwork, holy cow, was I bad. Right, we need 2222. All four of these. Oh god, these are a bit thicker. This may not be the right tool for cutting these off. Am I going to have to do sawing now with a saw and everything? Oh. Good job I got one. going to suck, isn't it? Me sawing things. This is not going to end well. I can tell you that now. I did not have to do this last time. I can't get the saw because the edge of my bench. I can't get the saw. Wobbly desk, wobbly desk, wobbly desk. Wobbly desk. No, I can't get the blade in there because it... Right, this has just gone wrong now. I need a better Stanley knife to do this. Or do I just need to not be so feeble? Maybe I just need to not be so... There we go. I just need to not be feeble, basically. So yes, the question has been asked, bench and belly. What's on your bench? What's in your belly? On my bench right now, as you can see, is this goodness. And in my belly later on, there may have to be some sanding here, actually. Or at the very least, trimmage. Because I know these are going to be quite a tight fit. Oh. Hobbyzone, you've changed. You've changed. In my belly later on, we have a choice of tonight either beef hot pot with dumplings. Oh yes, oh yes. Or what else? I went to Asda basically to get some shopping, and I got big stick it in the oven beef dumplings, beef stew hot pot type stuff with dumplings. One of these big trays that feeds about 4 people, or me. Or a similar enormous stick it in the oven thing of chicken korma that supposedly feeds 4 people, which will just about feed me and Mama Fox, because I eat all the things. So I don't know which one of those we're having yet. One of them twos. There we go. Doesn't need to be perfect. As long as it fits together, that's all I cared about. Doesn't need to be pretty. Quick look at chat. In fact, no, I'll get the next bits. I'll get all the bits cut off the drawer, and then we'll do the chat thing. So we've got the ends. We've got the front and back. We just need the base. Oh, that's it then. So we need a 1 and a 1. A 1 and a 1 and a... now I've actually got no place to put all these bits now. They're dividers, so I don't need any of those. Go over there, you see? A couple of number 1s. That's a number 4 and a number 1. Oh, this is going to be... Isn't super thick chunks I've got to try and cut now. I want this one down to... Did not plan this. I did not expect joints and connectors. No, it's alright, it's not that thick. I put the saw... They're really strong. They are really strong magnets. Put the saw away. There we go. So I've got 4 of these to build. 4 drawers, 2 actual drawer units. I think I can get, I've not counted for sure, but I'm guessing I can get maybe 20 or 30 paints in each drawer, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, maybe not. Maybe 20 or 30 paints, maybe. And they're actually also tall enough for shades. You can put shades in standing up as well. So, going to be most excellent. I don't have any heavy duty sandpaper. Really want to do any sanding because that's far too much faff. Just gouge it flat. It's purely utilitarian, darling. Other woodworking programs are available if you actually want to see skill. I never promise skill on my videos. Oh, that went wrong. I just gouged it. Never mind. It's only the bottom of the drawer. Maximum stability potential. Oop. Yes, I don't know what it is tonight. It'll either be beef stew and dumplings or chicken korma. Can't go. I didn't get like a hot curry because Mama Fox doesn't do hot curries. So. That'd be a bit unfair if I bought meal for 4 she can't eat. I will get this just very quickly. Is that going to be strong enough to... I don't really want to sand MDF, but that'll be fine. We'll be fine. Right, so these are all the bits. I'm going to move these out of the way because I'm going to get glue on the other bits. I'll just put those there. Not the camera. I do it, yes, of course. Swig of the tea. Quick look at the chattings. Let's have a look. Bench and Belly. Audio is fine for me, says Phil, thank you. Bench says name the Shinmusha RX-78, which will have a custom paint job eventually. Belly, a bowl of cinnamon toast crunch. Nice. Scott Sutherland is still at work, so my workbench has lots of shiny things, including some puffins. Belly, don't know yet. Dirty Llama Models. Bench, welcome Dirty Llama Models. Bench is clean up on the 160 Neo Grade Sazambi. Belly is just black coffee at the moment. Nothing wrong with that at all. Phil Lewis. Belly too large, bench too messy. It's the universal state of affairs for most of us, I'm afraid. Eon's car, bench, orc, warboss, and 2 super mutants. Belly, later mincemeat and roast potatoes. Ooh, super mutants. Are you doing the Wasteland Warfare models by any chance? Beyond Hope says bench, lots and lots of mini rat folk. Skaven in primer. Nice. I must do some Skaven at some point. Belly, strawberry jam filled donuts and a mug of tea. I got a pack of 8 scones from Asda while I was there. So I had 4 scones with jam on for my tea, for my lunch. Yeah. Jammy scones. Sean Wiles, bench, a 100 scale Tyrian ground type. Belly is waiting for the chippy to open. Yes. The drawers look easier than the paint. Oh, we've done that one. I have the tilted paint racks for the wall and they were awkward. Unfortunately, the problem I've got is that this house is a bajillion years old and it's got original 1930s plastering on the walls. So I can't actually stick anything on the walls because if I put shelves in or anything like that, paint racks, they just won't stay in. Even with, plast plugs and no more nails and all kinds of, it's an old house, so I can't do stuff on the walls, unfortunately. Trying to line up the 5 inserts with their slots and keep the whole thing square, I ended up with more glue on me than in the joints. The inserts, the bits that go inside, I've not got any of them in. I didn't glue any of them. I built the drawer, and then I could pull this out, but I won't because it'll make a mess. But this whole thing here, this cross beam, it just pulls out. And it's not actually glued in place at all, or glued together. Seeing these makes it think it'd be easier to make something from scratch. If you've got the equipment to make things out of wood, you could do. But these are all perfectly cut to exactly the right size. Can you tell he likes painting more than building, says Skullfish. Yes. Christopher C. Armoured D9R and a pizza. You can't just say pizza. If you might not know this, you might be new to my chats, but if you ever say pizza or any kind of food, whenever we're talking about food and stuff, you have to go into all the filthy, dirty details. You can't just say pizza. You have to give us all, we want to know all the filthy, dirty toppings, all the filth that's involved. George Gabriel says, Stabberty, hi George. Steve says, we have a new wargaming shop here in Southport. They sell a lot of bolt action miniatures. Jolly good. Let's try some bolt action at some point. It's basically heroic scale. World War II. I'm doing the Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Got Nora as well to do, but rather build some stuff after painting the 3 models. I'm not new, sorry, says Christopher C. Oh, okay, yes, we need to know all the filthy details of your pizza, Christopher C. Can't just say pizza. It's kind of an ongoing tradition in my chats. You can't just say pizza. Right, so now this should not be particularly. I've got too much tissue lying around. This should hopefully not be too complicated. Just put the knife in a safe place. There we go. See, safe now. Knife has safe mode on. Quite simply, you've got that I don't need. I don't need that. This. That. I'm going to move the camera up a bit because it's a bit close in. Hang on. I may have to adjustimate the focusings. Are we in focus? Let's get something with text on it. There we go. Do focus. Near enough. You're not going to be looking at text anyway. Right, so you get that, and some side parts. That's kind of it. That's kind of as complicated as you get. Now, it does have this tongue groove thing going on here. Kind of as complicated as it gets here. So it's not. There will be some swearing because it is a bit fiddly. Don't expect everything to fit together perfectly. It will be a bit sweary, I think. We have our Gorilla Wood Glue. Where are we? Everything but anchovies, says Christopher C. That's brilliant. Except you should have had the anchovies. If you're ever wondering, anchovies is always the correct answer. Yeah. That's going to go in there. And then these will slot in like that off camera. That will slot in there. Like that, you see? That just sits on top of the base. How low can you go? Like that. And then that goes there. Nice little dovetail joint there. So it's not particularly complicated. It's just trying to keep things in the same place. Well, because if you know wood glue, you know wood glue is not fast drying. Scoop some of those trimmings out of the way, Fox. Yeah, let's get rid of them. Hang on, let's clean that up. Hang on, let me. It is a bit scruffitaty, isn't it? And it's going to give me an uneven surface. Get some of these there, and then we get that into the trash bag of happiness. There we go. Trash bag of happiness and also trash. Right. So I want glue on. I want glue on that edge and this edge. Time to do some gluing. Let's make a big fat mess. Now the thing is, right? If you were to look at my, like you see my drawers when I do a video or when I do, I show you my workbench. You see my Hobbyzone racks. And they look really nice and neat. The reality is something completely different though, because what you don't see is all the schmush. I didn't really, when I built them, I didn't clean them. I didn't go carefully. I didn't clean them up. I wasn't delicate. I just slapped them up because I hated wood. I hate woodworking. I just slapped them all together. And that was about as far as I went. Didn't bother cleaning them up particularly. And I know this isn't going to be sticky or stay in place. So I'm just going to sort that out in a minute. And so, yeah, if you look at them in real life, there's loads of splobs of glue everywhere. But hey, I never promise anything. I don't promise high quality good woodworking because I'm not a woodworking person. Oh, you don't want them getting into the joints, he says about the bits of wood. Yes, that's true. Very good. Very good point. Like that one there. Get out of it. Let's do the squidgy thing that way around instead. Maybe make less of a mess. I know make less of a mess. It's just arcane to think that, isn't it? Put that there. This one can go here, like that, you see? Sponge. Squidge. Press it in place. There you go. Now, wood glues are like PVA glues in that they suffer from the same problem. That is, it doesn't stick worth anything for ages. But just because you've splonged a load of glue in there doesn't mean it's going to hold its position. Let's have a look. What's chat doing? Totemo Gaijin, welcome to Totemo Gaijin, says Gansalot. I was never that much of a bigger fan of those suits. Gansalot and a sandwich, the design of them. They're a bit, I don't know, pointy for me. I like the shield though. Gansalot and a sandwich with salami, pepperoni, spinach, tomato, pickles and vinaigrette. There you go, that's how you do it. Hello, says Carolina Roberto. Welcome, Carolina. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, cashew nuts. Oh, I'll start that again. Skullfish says, oh, cashew nuts to snack on and trying to trawl through Thingiverse. Yeah. You know what you need to do though? If you've got cashew nuts, you've only got half the picture. Because what you really need... I was about to turn this all round to put that on the back when I can just do it on this side, you spoon fox. That's got to go in there. So all I need to do here is a squidge of glue. Oops. Daisy. Squidge of glue up there. Can you see this? Yes, you can. It's sticking to the desk rather nicely. Actually, I'll take it back, this Gorilla Glue. It's kind of sticking already. It will be messy. I have no shame in this regard. It will be messy. And I do have a damp cloth for cleanup later on, so don't worry too much. I did get the big fat applicator that does big fat application though, so it doesn't really help me that much in terms of neatness. That's going to go there. There's people out there now watching this that do actual proper grown-up woodworking, and they are just pulling their hair out in frustration. You're all going, "Oh, what you do?" Oh. Now, wood glue does dry clear, just so you know. It does dry. It sticks to everything as well. What's talking about? I've got no idea. I've forgotten already. Whatever I was talking about, it's probably brilliant anyway, so just accept it was probably brilliant. So I can get all that excess glue off the back there. Now, I do have a damp cloth, which I'll clean up with in a minute. And this is the back of the drawer, so I don't really care if it's a bit messy. This is actually quite sticky glue. I've already used up that piece of tissue. Wow. I take it back. This has got a bit of a grip to it. Might sitting flat there, but if we've got any sticky up bits like there, I can see them. I can always sand them now. Or I've got a proper metal file that isn't tiny. No. I need a big fat flat file, really. Well, we'll just do this. There you go. That's a bit better. Oh, carnage, trauma. So nothing happened. There was no spillage. Nothing went wrong. Shut up. It's on there. That down. Squash it. Oh, it's going to get covered in glump here, aren't I? It's going to be endless schmutz all over me. Now, these are pre-cut to fit perfectly. You don't have to worry about anything not being the right size or shape. They do fit together beautifully. You can screw it up if you're a complete incompetent like I am. Not entirely impossible. But they are really, really forgiving. You can't really go too wrong with them. So it's going to be easier if I just put the glue on the base, isn't it? And then clean it up afterwards. Yeah. That there. Miss half of it. That'd be great. Thanks. So much overkill with the glue. Better to put too much on than not enough. I don't know why I decided to do this. It's probably a really bad idea to do this live on the telly, you know. Nowhere near the edge. But yeah, it's probably better to put on too much glue than not enough. So this will be the front piece. You were Mr. Front Piece. Go in there. So they do fit together really nicely. Squish that down. Quite failage. Yes, Fox. This is why you have to tape it together in a bit to make sure it all fits. Doesn't quite fit flush with the bottom, but I don't quite know why. Yeah, I shall just get the tissue. There's nowhere to pick it up now. Whoa. Excess off there. And I will moist cloth it in a moment, don't worry. Don't you worry. That's lined up there. It's not going to be perfect, but again, it's a drawer to hold paint. I don't really care. Can go there. Get my moist cloth, my moist towelette, which just needs to be damp, not soaking wet. Run this around the edge. Hopefully just do a little bit of cleanup. Yeah, I'm making this up, you know. I don't actually know how to do this. I was never any good at woodwork. Actually terrible at woodwork. Like I said earlier, I enjoyed metalwork a bit more. But the only reason I like metalwork, I didn't like either woodwork or metalwork. But if I had, push came to shove and I had to make a choice, it would be metalwork purely because we had a goddamn forge and an anvil, and it was like Skyrim blacksmithing. I was making ebony armor. I wasn't really making ebony armor, but it was like that. It was proper making things out of metal with hammer and anvil and making it was great. Right, there we go. So I'll just clean off the insidey bit. I don't really care about the insidey bit. It just needs to not be a big bulb of glue sticking. Oh, Fox. I suck at all this wood nonsense. It just needs to be not a big blob of glue that gets in the way of whatever I'm putting in the drawer. Looking for. That's number one. Yeah. All the woodworkers out there are going, what am I even, what? Oh, just stop, Fox. Send it to me and I'll build it for you. No. Like I say, I was this bad with my existing drawer units and they all work perfectly fine. Thank you very much. Beauty. They don't have to look pretty. They just have to be a big enough thing to put my paints in. Right, now I need some tape. Doodle-doo-doodle-doo-doodle-doo. This is where the tape now sticks to the wood glue and everything goes horribly wrong. Do-do-do-do. Horribly wrong, horribly wrong, horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. Sorry, it was that loud. I banged the desk and I always forget I shouldn't bang the desk. That's where the microphone is. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, that'll do for that. Scissor rings. There we go. It's actually quite difficult when you're trying to do this and not just have your head in shot all the time. That's just all the glue came out of there. Brilliant. Just some dampness on that. This will just hold it together so now I can go around and do a little bit of clean up like that, you see. Squishing. Now, of course, there's no guarantee that when I get all this done, it's all glued and I try and put the drawer in, it's suddenly the wrong shape, wrong size and doesn't fit because I've glued it all wonky and skew width. I'm not saying that's not going to happen. It is entirely possible that that may actually happen. Now, I may have left a couple of nubby bits that may make this a bit too high. So, if I have to, I can sand them down. I think I will. Gross Model says, I don't remember this being that hard to build. No, they're not. It's not hard to build. They're not hard to build. Just don't forget I'm actually doing it on camera whilst trying to remain out of shot. So it's that makes it tricky. Not hard, just tricky. I may actually do a bead of glue down here because it doesn't seem to have... There is a little bit of a gap between that wood there and that wood, so I'm just going to work that in just so it does actually properly get underneath. Get in my belly! So how is everyone? What have you all been up to? What have you all been up to? I hope you're all well. I hope you're all... if you're in the UK, I hope you survived all the mild storms we've had over the last few days. I say mild storms, they've been quite strong, but compared to what other people in the world get, we've had a bit of wind and some rain. Let's just be really honest about it. We've had a slight squall. I'll do the same down there as well, actually. Oops. We've had all the wind in the world. Having a 40-foot tall some kind of spruce or pine in the garden doesn't, in the back garden, weaving left and right and moving around everywhere, doesn't actually instill confidence in its ability not to fall into my house, into my bedroom. Been fun. Right, that's one drawer done. Right, let's put that to one side. Where am I going to put that? I don't know where to put it now. Oh, put it there. Put it there. What else has been going on? Obviously, I've been working on the Sazabi. Obviously. That's still very slow going, mostly because, like I've said before, I can't really work on it for long periods of time. Not because of laziness and not because of any other reason than the bit I'm doing at the minute, the outlining, is it's quite precise work. And you've got to really pay attention and go carefully and go slowly. And it makes it a challenge to sit and work on it for more than 3 or 4 hours in a go. So I'm just throwing a brush into the trash bag. Excuse me. So it's slow progress. I can only do. I have done. I did a lot of crunch this weekend, but still, there's still lots to do. So that's been ongoing. One drawer done. 15 more to go, says Sprue. Now I've only got 4 drawers to do. 4 handles. So we need, again, we've got the fronts, the sides. We need the butt area. We need the bottom part. Yeah, it's my bottom. which was 1, 4. Don't want 4. I did not cut it out. Flange. Flange-tastic. Oh well. Let's cut another one out then. Oh, I cut that out already. Oh. So I've been working on that. Doing this Azabi, like I say, it's slow going. It's going to be a while yet. And it's frustrating in a way because I'm not putting any other content on while I'm doing it, which is annoying, but hey, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. So again, I was hoping to have it done this week, by the end of last week, but real life keeps getting in the way. So, hoping to have it done by the end of this week. At least the mobile suit all outlined and ready by the end of this week. But as always, that's got a little not guaranteed thing on it. Because real life seems to be getting in the way of a lot of stuff at the moment, which is kind of annoying. Quite a good cut actually, that, even if I do say so myself. So I've been working on that. It's really loud, I know. There we go. A little bit of sandy. Just it all fits. In my off hours, because I say I can't work on it all day, so I've been catching up with when I have my little, after I've had my dinner, you know, I'll have my dinner of an evening, and then by that point I've been working on the afternoon. I've had my dinner. I'm tired at that point because it is quite hard. The other difficulty is, of course, with my eyesight, me being an old man, looking down at little tiny things and drawing the little details and painting those little outlines and stuff, it really does my eyes in for more than a few hours. So again, I can't sit and sort of work on it for hours and hours and hours. But I've been treating myself in my downtime. Well, not really. A few hours over the week I've had a chance to get on the Xbox. I've been revisiting Skyrim again. Not played it for a few years. I don't know anything I need to sand down. Not played it for a few years. And the last time I played it, which was probably about 2017, I was just kind of getting into mods a little bit. I'm just starting to get into, it's 5 o'clock, starting to get into the whole modding thing. So I'd started that a little bit. That was kind of fun. But then I stopped playing it and got into Elite Dangerous and other things. So what I did was, that's going to go, what I did was I sort of started from scratch. I started a new build, and I started playing with the mods. So I've been experimenting with different mods, and I found some fantastic mods, I've got to tell you. It looks fantastic. I mean, it was a good looking game to start with, even though it was a bit dated. But yeah, it looks fantastic now. So I've got all kinds of mods. And I found a mod for a follower called Inigo. Now keep in mind, I'm about 3 years behind the curve. So anybody out there that plays Skyrim and that does mods, you'll know who Inigo is. It's old news, but I found this a mod for a follower called Inigo, and I've only just started playing with him, and he's brilliant. That's fantastic. Like 7,000 lines of dialogue for a mod, for a fan-made follower mod. It's like, wow. So, but yeah, doing the modding, so much fun. If you're on PlayStation, unfortunately, a lot of the mods aren't available to you. Because people have said to me, I've had people say to me, I've got PlayStation 4 and I've got Xbox One X or Xbox One. Which one should I get Skyrim on? And I've been like, well, get it on Xbox because better mod scene. Unfortunately, it's 100% down to PlayStation not allowing mods to have new assets. They can't use assets that aren't in game, and that's a restriction by PlayStation. So the modding scene is not quite as awesome on PlayStation. A lot of the mods are, if you go to Bethesda's website and you look at the mod lists, a lot of the mod descriptions say this, the blah blah blah, this mod, here's what it is. I'm not bringing it to PlayStation 4, unfortunately, because you can't have it. But it does seem that PlayStation has missed out a lot on that because Sony are just complete arses. Hey, what are you going to do? Get an Xbox. Yay. Or on PC, of course, is the other option. But I'm a console gamer, so there you go. Squish. Squish! Yeah, I've been playing with that, and it is surprising what modders can do to make a, bearing in mind it's a 9-year-old game, to really make this game, 9-year-old game, pop and look good. Now keep in mind, like I said before, I'm a console gamer. I've never been a PC gamer, so I've never been completely, oh dear, that made a mess. I've never been all over the I know the modding scene on PC is like old news, but I've never been a PC gamer, so I've never really been party to that. So, especially things like Fallout and things. So, it's when it came out on Xbox, I'm like, wait, we can have mods, the special edition. I was like, wow, it opened my eyes, and it is amazing what they can do to a 9-year-old game to really rejuvenate it. And it's also very telling of, you know, I mean, everybody knows that Bethesda, just because of the nature of their games, they're going to be full of bugs and issues and things. It's obviously, let's not get into that, but it is. It fell off. Hang on, let me find it. Oh, bit of dust. Put a bit of dust in there, make it healthy. There you go. Oh, carnage. It is amazing to see what they can do to rejuvenate this old game. It's. I mean, it doesn't look. It's not. It doesn't look. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't look like a modern 2020 or 2019 game, but it can certainly look beautiful when it puts its mind to it. Certainly no slouch sometimes in the visuals department. I have to be honest. It'll be very pretty. But it's just one of my all-time favourite games, purely because it's so engrossing. There's so much to do. So I've been revisiting that. I've only only a few hours. I've only had a few hours here and there. Be like an hour before I go to bed or something. I've started a new build, and I'm trying to be as honest in this build as possible. I'm using mods obviously, but I'm not using, in sporting terms, I'm not using performance enhancing mods. I'm using mods that improve lighting and improve the AI behaviors and things like that. I'm using mods that put streetlights on all the little roads. I'm using mods that, what have I got? Mods that give me proper seasonal weather and a more realistic day and night cycle. So at the moment I've got a mod called something or other that I can't remember what it's called. That's really helpful. And what it does is it basically looks at what day looks at your game and says, oh, you're playing, you're currently on Wednesday the 3rd of September. Brilliant. Let's give you weather for September. And it changes the weather throughout the whole year based on the season and the time of year, which is quite cool. Right, so I need to now get a wet cloth on these, on the outsides, before I tape it up. That's nice. And it also means I get really, really dark nights now, because it does a more realistic sort of lighting. So nighttime now, it is like if you leave a town and you go out into the woods, it's dark. It's like black. You can't see. I mean, you can see, like, I've got the street lights mod, so you have lamps on the roads, and you might see distant lights from a settlement, but it's just black out there. It's like dark. You can see, but it's so dark, and it makes it more immersive. Because if I was to take you out and put you in the middle of a farmer's field in the middle of the night, you wouldn't see anything. You'd see like, I can't see anything. So it's so much fun. So I'm not using any cheaty mods. I'm not like got infinite arrows or super power bows or anything like that. I'm just the visual and quality of life tweaks. What else have I got? That bit coming off. What else have I got? What are the mods? I've got loads of them. They're mostly like things like weather, and there's one mod that adds a load of animals to the game, but not actually new animals, but it like says, instead of just having like goat, it has like, these scissors are terrible. Has like different types of goat, like young goat, mature goat, adult goat, diseased goat, loads of different variations, loads of different things. I've also got the mod that gives me Cyrodiil. It just adds Cyrodiil to the map. Not the whole of Cyrodiil, but a big chunk of it. All the Gerald Mountains. Adds all that in, which is cool. So I've got this whole new area to play in when I get to that point. Give a bit more glue and then we'll have a look at chat. I'll do some splooging in the corners. Ew, matron. That is why this has got a wedgy spatula shape on the end, so you can sponge things into the corners like that. Splurge. Splunge. Ugh. Yeah, there we go. Head in shot. Ooh, far too much. Oh, far too much, Mrs. Wembley. Oh, I made a right mess. Made a right mess. So yeah, I'm absolutely having great fun with that. And the good thing is, because I haven't, like, obviously I played it in 2011, like, religiously for about 2 years. I played the crap out of that game for like 2 years, and it's like the best thing ever happened to me. Because I fallen in love with Fallout 3, because I'd never played a game like that before. And then Skyrim came out, and I'm like, whoa, because I hated I hated Oblivion. I thought it was absolute garbage at the time, because I didn't understand it. And then Skyrim came out, and that opened my eyes completely. And I played Fallout 3 by then, so I had an understanding of the sort of the open world, light RPG concept. So I fell in love with that game anyway, with Skyrim. And then I'd finished playing that and moved on to other things. About 2017, I came back to it a little bit and, you know, toyed with the mods, but didn't really get into it big styly. I put over, you know, 1,500 hours into Skyrim easily. I've got wood glue all over my t-shirt. Brilliant. And so when I'm playing it now, the beauty is it's in reality for most of the content. It's been like 6 or 7 years since I've played it and seen all that content. So a lot of the like locations, buildings and quests, I just can't remember them, which is great because it's all a new adventure again. There's nothing worse than playing a game and knowing what's coming. It's like, oh yeah, this is that bit there and this is that building where this happens. It kind of ruins it. Right. Outside. Doodle-doo-doo. Are you sure that's wood glue on your shirt, you filthy bugger, says Paul from Glue to the Sprue. Yes. There we go. Right, so I'm going to put that drawer there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly just replace my water because it's all sploogey with the glue. Give me 2 seconds. We'll be back in a second. Talk amongst yourselves. I shall be with you momentarily, peoples. Do not panic. Ooh. La la la. I have to hope that wood glue comes out of a t-shirt because this is my favourite, or one of my favourite t-shirts. It's a Games Workshop one with a Space Marine on it. It's rather expensive being Games Workshop. I'd hate to think it's got ruined by wood glue. Right, so that's another drawer done. Yes! 2 drawers. Progress is slow, but progress is nonetheless progress. Quick look at the chat. Use CA glue instead of faffing around with wood glue. No need to waste all that masking tape. Yeah, nah. It just, all that happened is I pulled the drawer out and the bottom would just fall out. No, my luck. Oh, I hate the regular Gyan, but the Gyansalot look much cooler to me, says Tatema Gage. I'll give you that one. The Gyansalot is cooler than the regular Gyan. Those clamps that you can adjust the length on work wonders for this type of gluing. Yeah, I don't have any because I don't do woodwork like ever. So, moist, says Sprue Glue. Moist. Hang on, I can't get near the microphone to do that, but moist. I can give you a Ted though, hang on.
Slap it on.
There you go. Ted, that'll have to do you. Chris does say afternoon, evening all. Hello, Skullfish. Skullfish! Chris is still at work. 1 draw done, 50 more to go. I've got a PS4, but for some reason, if I get the option, I end up buying everything on Switch. It doesn't make sense. It's the thrill of having it on the Switch because, yeah, it's like having a nice modern car, but at the same time, you also want an old vintage like Nissan Sunny from 1978 because it'd be fun. I had my fill of Elder Scrolls with Oblivion, says Gauging. Yeah, I tried to play Oblivion when it came out. Now, I hadn't played Fallout 3 at that point, so I didn't understand. I didn't know anything about Oblivion or Elder Scrolls or anything. So my first exposure was Oblivion, and even then, if you look at it now, it looks like absolute gash. But even then, you look at it and be like, "Oh, really? What?" So I tried playing it. This is when I first got a 360. I tried playing Oblivion. I think it came with the console. So I tried playing Oblivion, and I really just could not get my head around it because I'd never experienced anything like it. Up until that point, I was a Halo player. So I tried it and thought it was terrible, didn't like it, thought it looked awful. It made no sense. It's like, why do I kill this guy more effectively if he's not looking at me? I don't understand. It makes no sense whatsoever. And then I just kind of forgot all about it. And then when Fallout 3 came out, I had no interest in that. I didn't know what Fallout was. And then for some unknown reason, one day, I just sat there and thought, you know what? I'm going to go and get Fallout 3 because I saw a video and thought, I might like that. I'll go and get it and try it out. Don't know why. And I did, and I loved it, and I thought it was brilliant. This was like 2008 when Fallout 3 came out. Thought it was the bee's knees. So then I got used to that, and that became my favourite game in the whole wide world, and I stopped playing first-person shooters because I realised they were shallow 5-minute experiences, in my opinion. What am I doing now? I need one of those. 4 and 2 of those. They're the holes for the magnets. How do they work? So I've sanded that already. That's cool. I need the 2 end piece. Ooh, Mr. End piece. Yes, I played Fallout 3, and that was the best game in the world ever. It got me out of playing 5-minute first-person shooters. I thought it was brilliant. So then when Skyrim came out, I'm like, well, I remember that Oblivion was absolute garbage. But you've got to be honest, when you saw the first trailers for Skyrim, you know, I can't imagine anybody sat there and didn't have a little bit of a sex wee when they saw the trailers for Skyrim and saw like dragons and that. Because I've never been into fantasy nonsense. I've always been sci-fi, guns and explosions and rockets and spaceships. I've always hated fantasy sword and sorcery kind of rubbish. I think it's rubbish and puerile, which is why I don't like Lord of the Rings and stuff. But for some reason, when I saw Skyrim, knowing it was from the people that did Fallout, which was at that point my favourite game in the whole wide world, I was like, I may need to investigate this. If it's going to be anything like Fallout with swords, I need to have part of that action going on. And I got it, and it was like, blew my mind. So yeah, I love me some Skyrim. So yeah, so what they can do with the mods nowadays, it just looks fantastic. Some of the stuff you can do. Although the only thing that does give me sadness is, you know, I was looking for mods that I wanted mods that made NPCs look like actual, you know, human beings. Because the one thing Bethesda can never do is people that look like people. They never quite figured that out. They're a bit like Italeri and Revell. They don't quite know what the human face and body looks like, really. They just kind of make it up and hope for the best. So I was looking for some mods that just make the NPCs look like human beings, or, you know, Argonians or Khajiit or whatever. Just makes them look a bit better because they look terrible. And to my sadness, the majority of the make people look better mods, they're all TNA. They're all focused around make all the women look like massive ass, huge bust, skimpy outfit titty maidens. I mean, let's just be honest. They're all just made by cellar-dwelling teenagers, horny teenagers, making them look like, you know, just It's horrible. I understand that people do it, and I understand why they do it, but I think it's horrible because it's just like, ugh. So that was. I'm going through and like, I don't want that in my game. I want just people that look like people. And in the end, I found a couple of mods that do that without making everybody look stupid. Because they're all focused on women, and it's all make the women look like titty maidens. And it's like, yeah, no, I'm not 15, really. Kind of sexist. Do you want to just not do that? So, yeah. Right, where are we now? So I also need the middle piece, which is that one. Just clean my thing off, and I've got to. Yeah, never mind. We're up to a chat. Some of the weapon mods are great, like the samurai swords are great. Says Snowman. I've got in Fallout 4. I got the Garand M1, the Garand M1 rifle. Man, that's good. Changes the way you play. I've cut a gouge out there. Changes the way you play because you've got the realistic sight. The experimental sight is really good. But in Skyrim, I've tried some of the weapon mods and stuff, and they're all fine. But in this build I'm playing at the minute, I'm actually trying to keep it fairly honest. So I've not got anything that boosts. The only thing I've got that gives me any kind of advantage is I've got a mod that gives me a skill point every time I do a bounty quest. You know, like you do a quest, a proper quest, and you get a skill point. Or every time you level up, you get a skill point, and you can do a perk. What this does is it awards a skill point every time you do a bounty quest. Like, you know, the Jarl has a bounty. Hey, can you go and kill these bandits? Every time you get one of those, you get an extra skill point, which is quite nice because you don't get that many bounties. I've got that. That's the only sort of concession to sort of tweakiness that I've bothered with. Now, this is where this gets interesting. This is where everything sticks into the camera now. So what we have here is 3 shelves, basically, and that goes in there, and that goes in there, like there. To see, you made a bench, yes. But these are the top and bottom ones. You know, these are top and bottom because they've got the magnet holes. So these are fairly self-supporting once you get them all together. It's just going to be this kind of shape. So we need to. It's going to be easier if I glue these 2 bits together first, loosely, even though they're wobbling, and then I can slap on the top bits. So let's do these bits first. Let's do this bit first. I'm not going to bother too much about. Do it this way. From there. Put some here. I can reinforce joints later on, that's not a problem. I'll do a little bit on here. Splooge! Splooge, dude! I mean, they may be a little bit wibbly wobbly, but it doesn't really matter. They're going to be locked into place with my other units anyway. I think I should have got a bigger glue. Get in there. Get in my crevice. Now this one, I'm going to do the same again, so I'm going to put some glue on here. Bird's eye view here. Bird's eye view. I've gone bunged. Hang on. Got an anti-clog top that doesn't actually anti-clog. Never mind. Squidge on there. Squidge on there. Squidge on here. Glue to stay there if I put it there? Yes. Oops, I can drop the glue as well. That's always a winner. Block that on that. Spladooge. What I can do is put that there. That can sit like that for a second. I will. Oh, dropping the glue again. He's dropped his trousers. Glue down there. I'm going to splunge it into the edge and really just squish it in. I know it's excessive, but everything is excessive in my world. I'd rather do too much than too little. Tissue. Squish that into the edge there. Yeah. Get in there. Everybody's just pulling the hair out. All the woodworking geeks out there are just pulling all the hair out now. They're all bald because they pulled out all the hairs. But again, this is purely for me a practical thing. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care if it looks scruffy. Also, it's not that easy to do this on camera. I have to say this. Do. Right, that's there. So it's wibbly wobbly right now. However, as soon as I activate the upper parts and the lower parts, gentlemen, activate your parts. Quite simply go on there like that, you see? And quite simply, yep, plunk into place. Is that the right way up? Are they? Okay, so that goes there. Spladunk. Clicks in. Spladunk. I will turn this over. Turn it over. There. Splooge. 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 That. Do. Yes. Oh! Massive failure. Massive structural failure. There we go. Right, that needs to sit like that for a minute. Now there is a back piece to go on here. Ooh, Mr. Back Piece. I need to figure out how to... Got this glue off my hands. Figure out... I need to do inside to clean up first. If I do need to. Any big blobs of glue sticking out that might get in the way, but I don't think there are. I think we're fairly good to go. Put the back piece on just yet and suddenly find I've got a big splob of glue I can't get rid of. Because that would be not cool. I know you're not seeing this on camera, are you really? Bit of a splob there, we can get rid of that. It's not brilliant work, this. I'll be honest with you. Not my finest moments. Head in short, I am doubtless I am. Then we have, of course, final pied de résistance is the back panel. Yes. How messy I can get this then, shall we? Glue that. Ooh. Actually put some glue on it, would be good. I should have really gone for a glue with a slightly smaller nozzle, I think. Nozzle. Oops, daisy. There we go. That will then sit on there like that. Hopefully, bring some sort of stability. Some. Probably not. That's on. What I'll do now is, it's a bit springy. What I shall do, tape the living crap out of it. Doodle-doo. I really hope the wood glue doesn't stick the tape to the wood, because that would kind of suck. Yep. Bit of scissor action. Can go there. Out of shot is now. I do apologise. Maybe cut a bit of that off. Just enough to push it down. So it goes flat. Wasn't quite long enough, was that, Fox? Simpleton. I never said it was good at this. There we go. And I'll quite stick in that way. So we'll do some going across. This is probably the most ham-fisted way I could possibly have done this. But you know what? I'm having fun. It don't matter. Oh! Oh! Tragedy. Khajiit is not impressed with this woodworking skills. More glue in there then. Clearly wasn't enough filth in there to hold it in place. More filth. Right. Shut up. Just shut up. Many things. Good at woodworking is not one of them many things. All kinds of dribbles in there I need to clean up. Down there, big fat one. Big fat dribble. Wow. If I tried to sell this to Bellathor, I'd get nothing. That is that bit done. Looks glumpy as hell right now, but that's fine. Doesn't matter. Doesn't. Ugh. Hello. Stop not sticking. Doesn't matter because, like I say, I don't really care. As long as the drawers go in and don't get stuck on glue, I'm fine. I'll put some more tape around that bit. Do. Lock this top and bottom in. There you go. They ain't going nowhere. No, nothing neither. There you go. Lovely. There you go. Fantabulosity. So hopefully that will all dry and not fall apart ever. Yeah, I'm not guaranteeing anything at this point. But yes, clamps would have been a good idea. If I did this regularly, I would invest in some clamps. But I don't. There we go. There we go. That ain't going nowhere now, Northern even, is it? There we go. Job's good. Diamond geezer. Cost me a fortune in masking tape, I suspect, but there you go. That's what masking tape's for. Done. So I need to leave that to dry for hours now. Right, let's just get that tape off there. All right. I've got oodles of beads of glue sticking out anywhere where drawers are going to go, which is good, I don't think. There is some loose tolerance anyway that you've got some scope to, you know, the drawers are still going to rattle around a little bit. So I don't worry too much about picking out bits. Right, what I'm going to do, let me just give this a quick whiz around the edges. Then, let's see where we're up to. Now, I didn't think it'd take this long to do each one. But never mind. I was hoping to get both of these done on the stream, but I think we'll just do the one. I'll have to do the one off camera after I've had my tea. There's a little bit down there in that corner. I'll just try and scrooge that out a little bit. If I can get my hand down there, do a matron. I can get my hand in there. That'll do. Right, so let me put that there. There's my drawers. My two drawers. There we go. Lovely jolly. Well, I've made a bit anyway. I've not done lots, but I've made a bit, and you can't see any of it because the camera's in the wrong place. There we go. Camera's in just the wrong place. But yeah, so let me get the. I can't see the chat now. Hang on. Just. Sorry, Gothorn. Let's have a look at the chat anyway before we call it quits for today. Where are we up to? There's the chat. Right. Where are you, chat? There we go. There's the chat. Dad says, woohoo, live stream. Hey, Dad. Where are we? Already asked the question, Dad, says Eon's car. They make pipe clamps for this sort of thing, says Tomato Gauging. Tomato Gauging? No, Tatamo Gauging. And for FFS, never wear nice clothes at the bench. I totally didn't think I was going to get wood glue on my t-shirt. I'm sure it'll wash out. It'll be alright. Better get it out before that stuff dries then, Fox. It's too late now. It's been on for 45 minutes. I'll go in the washing machine. We'll see what happens. Where are we? Why is he... Hang on. Jumped. Why is he sanding the parts they don't have nubs, says Paul. They actually do. Because they're on sprues. They're sort of all mixed together and you have the little bits that join them all. So you have to sort of cut those bits off. Which is fine on these. But when you get a big chunking piece of MDF like that, like these parts, you have to sort of just sand it down just to get rid of the nub. So there are actually nubs. Smart ass. Hi Dad, glad you're better. Yes, Dad's been poorly sick for the last last couple of weeks. So hopefully you're back up to full speed now, Dad. I hope you are. We missed you being around with your poorly sickness. We've all been rooting for you to get better. Oh, weird. These do have nubs. Haha. It never used to. Yeah, I was saying that earlier on when I first got my first sets. It didn't have any nubs at all. It was all pre-cut, but these are all on like little sort of sprues. I actually like the Fallout games better because of the heavier emphasis on shooting. Lol, says Tatamo Gauging. Yeah, I mean, I was always a... Well, this is the thing for me with... I'm going to move these out of the way. This is the thing for me with Skyrim. Because when I play Skyrim, I always play as an archer with bows, ranged. I very rarely play swords. And I very rarely do sorcery. So I just mostly just do... Same as Fallout. I sneak everywhere and I've got my bow ready just in case. I prefer Skyrim because I can run up to stuff and smack it, says Paul. Team Melee. If I want to smack stuff, I want a game where it feels good, like Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, Sekiro, Zelda, etc., says Gauging. Jamie Bowen asks if anyone's built the ICM 135th Chernobyl kit. Does anyone know if there are any accessories which go on the radiation detection hut? No idea, I'm afraid. This is like an episode of Some Mothers Do Have Them, says Sprooglue. Oh, Betty. Mickle Pickles in. Hey everyone, are we building boxes today? We certainly are. We're building boxes and drawers. Skullfish says today's brought to you today by the number green and the letter square. Dad says he's fully recovered. Strictly speaking, that's MDF, not wood, and yeah, you are bobbins at MDF working. Yeah, pretty much. I never denied it. Now I have a kitty on my lap, says Nim. Oh, put pictures in the boom hut. With that much tape, I'm not so sure you need the glue, says Gauging. Hey, I like to be certain. I like to be certain of things. Is this the masking for Urban Cano, asks Cynical Steve. Distinct lack of clamps and panel pins, says Paul Homer. I don't do woodwork. Panel pins. I'm not building a boat. I'm sticking some drawers together that are gonna literally hold paints. I'm not that fussed. Panel pins. Why I order? And I said before, I know you weren't here, Paul, but I'd said before I don't have any clamps for woodworking because I don't do this. Last time I did any of this was like 3 years ago, so I need to buy clamps for stuff I'm not going to use. Oh, Warboss is now done, says Ian's car. Cool. Should be fine. I think it's not really all that different to PVA glue. Some warm hot water will get it on. Yeah, it'll come out. Get it in the washing machine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let's be up to date with the chat. Oh, so where are we? So we got 2 drawers done. Camera's all over the place now, but never mind. Got 2 drawers done. We got that bit done. I need to leave them for many hours. I'm not going to put the magnets in until this hole there. Until it's all dried, because the magnets you kind of have to hammer them in, literally with a hammer, so to get them in properly. So, but yeah, I'm not going to do that. Now I do know, obviously, if you are building some of these yourself, one thing to be aware of is always. Oh, there's holes in the side as well for magnets. Holes in the side because you can have lined up. Always make sure you have the magnets facing the right, because once they're in, they're an arse to get out. So what you do is you have the unit it's going to sit on top of. So let's say this is going to be on top of something. You'd have the unit's going to. You'd have to make sure the magnet. You get your magnet. Where's my string of magnets? You get your string of magnets and you go to an existing unit. Pretend this was an existing one. You'd make sure it was attractive, and you say, right, this is the bit that needs to stick out. If this was an existing unit, it would magnetize, so I would have to make sure this bit is the bit that sticks out underneath the one I'm building, so that when it goes on, because the worst thing you can do is build this, and then the one that goes on top of it has the magnets wrong way around, so it rejects each other, they repel each other. That doesn't work out well. So if you're building these, take your time, make sure you get the right magnets the right way around. Yeah, I nearly made that mistake when I built my first lot of units, but I managed to recover it nicely and not make a complete spoon of myself. There's a bit of build-up of glue in the corner there. Let me just quickly tidy that up. Just a little tiny bit. Move that there. You go there. You come here. It's probably too dry now. It's dried out too. Oh no, there you go. Come on, out you come. Doesn't really matter on the inside. I just don't want a big glob where it's going to stop paint pots going right up against the corner. That's all this drawer is going to be used for, is paint storage. But you can see, I'll show you in a minute. Baby monkey. I don't know where that just came from. Now it's in my head, thank you. But yes, these drawers are perfect for Citadel paints and the contrast paints and shades. This is the entire. I've got 2 more of these to build, and it'll just give me a couple of extra layers for my storage unit, and it will allow me to store pretty much all my Citadel paints. To the point that by the end of it, hopefully, most of my paints will be in my storage racks in front of me. I've still got like a pile of Vallejo paints that Mama Fox got me. Thank you, Mama Fox, in a tub. But I don't use them that often, so it's not so bad. But for the Citadel paints that I use all the time, I'll probably do the same again. I've got loads of Vallejo paints in some of these drawers. I can always get more drawers later on and add more. So that's the plan. But yeah, these are going to be perfect. So I've got 4 of these drawers. Let's see. 1, 2. I haven't got a load of paints in front of me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 along. Add 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 16, 30. So I'll get 32 in each drawer. That's fine. It's 128 paints in all these drawers. That's not a problem at all. That's perfect. So once I finish building these drawers, that's 128 paint storage, including shades. I can store 128 paints, and I actually don't think I've got that many Citadel paints anyway. So that's absolutely fine. That is perfectamundo. But it is limiting not being able to, put shelves up and things like that. It is frustrating that I can't just have a paint rack hang on the wall. It does bug me sometimes. Let's have a look. What's chat doing? No pictures. I moved to grab my phone and he jumped off, said him about the pussycat. Oh, fail. I have my workbench covered with various shelves, drawers and paint holders and love the setup. It's organised and versatile. I know you will enjoy it. I've got all them already. I've got all them there. I've got loads of them. This is just more extra ones to store these paints. But yeah, I do love this Hobbyzone stuff. Don't forget, of course, if you want to pick some of these Hobbyzone shelves up, other brands are available. But if you're doing modular stuff, it's best to go with one manufacturer because then you know they'll fit. If you want to pick up some Hobbyzone stuff, you can get them from emodels.co.uk, of course. There's a link in the chat for eModels. If my buttons are working, yes, you can get them from eModels. If you're in the EU or the UK, you can get them, of course, directly from Hobbyzone themselves in Poland. They're really nice guys, and they'll get it to you within a few days. And like I said, big thanks to the Hobbyzone guys that sent these out after they'd sent the wrong thing to me, and they let me keep the wrong thing. So yeah, I got sent 2 of the 3 drawer sets by mistake, and they said we'll send you the right ones and you can keep the old ones. And I've actually got the old ones. I've actually sold them to Tony, my good mate Helgum35 Tony, so he's got those now. So bonus. So thank you massively to the guys at it said Hobbycraft then, Hobbyzone, for sending me these and not asking me to send the other ones back. I really appreciate it. You can get them from them. Oh, of course, I think they're in my Amazon store as well. All the links for all that stuff, it's down in the description below this video, so do go and check them out. And don't forget, of course, Goblin Gaming. They don't sell this kind of stuff, but if you're buying your tabletop gaming stuff, your Warhammer, your Malifaux, anything like that, check them out. Link in the description below the video. You get off a lot of that stuff. But yeah, do check them out. Other brands are available, or you can make your own. But I like the Hobbyzone stuff. I'm seeing tassels. I need to bleach my brain. Where are you seeing tassels? Oh, I have my workbench, says Frank Julian. I have my workbench covered with various shelves, drawers. Oh, no, you've done that already. I've read that one. Where am I getting tassels from? Oh, the only kind of clamps Fox has are inappropriate for woodwork. Ew. I don't have stuff like that. Far too painful. I only meant his clamps were small. Yes, I do have clamps, but they're like... Yeah, trust me, that's not going on any part of my body ever. No. Just making it worse, says Steve. Yes, oh, got itchy nose. Yes, go and get yourself some swig of tea. Now, what time is it? 5:47. I think we'll call it there, actually. I've only been going for an hour and a half, but hey, it's alright. It wasn't going to be a long 3-hour stream anyway. I'll have to get the rest of these built after tea. Then I can get them installated into my setup tomorrow. And then we're done. Updates on things that are happening. Like I've said before, I am still working on the Sazabi. That is still ongoing. It's a very, very slow process. So apologies, there's not been a lot of content on my channel. I'm acutely aware that there's not been a lot of content on the channel over the last few weeks. Purely because I'm doing that. I will be... I'm not filming this part of the Sazabi build just because I need to get on with it. And I need to get this bit done. But I may well film the diorama and the figure painting. It was a Patreon exclusive video series, so it may well be that I film that last bit. I might not. I might just get the whole thing finished. But we'll wait and see. It's very far behind anyway, so we shall wait and see. Once that's done, then obviously it's on to the Millennium Falcon. Then that's the next big thing. However, later on this week, probably tomorrow, I'm going to do the next instalment of the X-Wing build because I've got a backlog of them to do. So I'm going to do all them tomorrow. We'll get that film. That'll go on to Patreon for a week for patrons, and then on to everybody else the week after. So expect that either tomorrow or the day after. I'll be cracking on with that tomorrow. One other thing. I've got a new phone. I'm going to see. I want you to let me know in the coming weeks whether the quality of video and stuff has changed. Because I was using my old iPhone 5S's for filming, and my iPhone 6 was my phone. But the camera on the iPhone 6 was pants. Absolutely rubbish. I didn't use it for filming. So I've been struggling with my old iPhone 5s. But they're coming to the end of their natural lives now because they're falling apart. So I replaced my phone anyway. So I've got an iPhone 7 Plus. It's 3 years old, but I can't afford the latest one. So I've got a 7 Plus. I'm hoping that's a decent camera on it. So we shall see. I can now use my phone as a camera as well as my phone, so I don't have to have two. So we shall see in the coming videos. We'll start with the X-Wing one that I'll film tomorrow. So let me know what you think if the picture quality improves. I've got a nub there. Let me know if it looks better or worse, or... In fact, don't tell me if it looks worse, because I'll just get sad. But hopefully it just means that videos will look a little bit better for you. There you go. Nubs. But hopefully, yes. Might get a little bit better image quality on my videos. It'll still be 1080p. No, I don't. No, Chris, I don't feel the need to film in 4K. Because nobody needs to watch me painting something in 4K. You're not going to see more than you can see at 1080p. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, so do let me know how the video quality changes over the next few weeks. If it does at all, it might not. You might not notice any difference at all. Bill Lewis has got to go. Bye all. Have a good evening. Thank you very much for coming in. If I ever get round to sorting out an actual workbench, all this storage stuff will be useful for sure, says Cynical Steve. It certainly will, but you'll just fill it full of greebles. You'll just have drawers marked. Your drawers will all be labelled greebles, but there'll be like 100 drawers all marked greebles. Greebles 1, greebles 2, greebles 3. But you'll just have this innate knowledge of where each greeble is in which drawer. Yeah. So anyway, yes, so I'll crack on with the X-Wing tomorrow. We'll get that filmed up, get that posted up probably Thursday now. And then, of course, I will be back this weekend. I was crunching this weekend and the last weekend. Get some time on the Cesar because I hadn't had time during the week. but I will get some streams done. Whether it'll be the Saturday Sidewinder and the Warhammer Sunday, or just the Warhammer Sunday, I'm not sure. It depends how much on Derby I can get done on Friday and on Thursday, so we'll see how that goes. Well, that's going to do us. Thank you very much for watching this little tiny impromptu stream. Go and have your dinner. Go and enjoy your noms. And I shall see you back here very soon. But until next time, it remains for me to say thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Go make something awesome. Go be awesome. You there. You. With all the eyes on your face. And I shall say, adios amoeba. Take care. And I shall see you next time. Adios amoebas. Titles. Hang on. I've got different buttons for these shows. No, not back in a minute. I was about to say back in a moment. I'll shut up. Bye.